Hi guys, so I'm going to read Journey into Mystery number 95. So starring the mighty Thor. You have finally met the one enemy you can never defeat, Thor. You have met a far more powerful duplicate of yourself. The mighty Thor faces the menace of the demon duplicators. It can't be. Zaxton's demon duplicate of me, possessing 2 magic hammers to my 1, has twice my strength and power. Farewell, Thor. Within seconds, I shall destroy you with a double hammer blow. Story plot Stan Lee. Script R. Burns. Art Joe Sinnott. Lettering S. Rosen. Our tale begins as Thor is summoned by Lord Odin to Asgard, home of the Norse gods. It is good to see my father and all my dear friends again. We sent for you, noble son, because we sorely need your help. A terrible drought has afflicted Asgard. Our land is parched. Crops, plants, and flowers have withered. Our water supply has vanished. We must have rain, Thor. Torrents of it. Then rain you shall have, Odin. To create a thunderstorm, I need but stamp my enchanted hammer twice on the ground. Thud, thud. We are grateful, my son. How long will this thunderstorm last? For a full 7 days, father. At the end of the week, I'll return to Asgard, stamp my hammer 3 times, and the storm will end. Now I must return to Earth to aid a human scientist with a vital experiment. Farewell, my son. May your deeds bring as much benefit to the humans as you have today brought to Asgard. And so, as mighty Thor hurls his hammer and hangs onto it, faithful Heimdall, guardian of the Rainbow Bridge, which connects Earth with Asgard, is waving goodbye. If I were not so used to mankind, I would gladly dwell in this dimension forever. I'll head straight for the scientist convention, where Professor Zaxton is scheduled to demonstrate the strange android, which my other identity, Dr. Don Blake, invented. Look, Thor has arrived! All right, Professor Zaxton. Proceed with the experiment. I think that's Thor talking, but... Thor requires no introduction, gentlemen. The whole world knows him as the mightiest figure on Earth. For instance, it is simple for Thor to rip off the door of a specially constructed safe that could resist a ton of TNT, or the most powerful acetylene torch ever invented. Now observe the occupant of the safe, a green android, an automaton resembling a human being, created by that medical genius, Dr. Don Blake. Dr. Blake's fantastic anatomical knowledge enabled him to construct this synthetic creature down to its last cell. But what cells? What an automaton! Unfortunately, Dr. Blake couldn't be present to explain his creation himself. How could he be, when I secretly am Blake himself? Therefore, I am honored that Dr. Blake asked me to demonstrate his invention for him. I knew what I was doing. Zaxton is one of the world's foremost theoretical physicists. He easily understood the incredible potential of my android. Using this palm-sized remote control panel, I will signal the android to step forward. Please, I think that's Thor talking. First, I will illustrate his unearthly intelligence. Will some expert on physics come forward and give the android a seemingly impossible problem? I've got one, Zaxton. If Blake's android can solve this brain twister, he'll have puzzled out an equation I haven't been able to solve in all my years. Android, work Professor Vox's equation. Good heavens, he's doing it! He solved the world's most complicated mathematical problem. Naturally, Blake built into the android an IQ of 375, twice that of the brightest human being. Now, for a test no mere human could pass, resistance to Thor's mighty hammer. Thor? Ready, Professor Zaxton. Amazing, eh? Thor's hammer can split a mountain, but it can't even scratch the android's skull. Why not? Because Dr. Blake gave this synthetic creature an unbreakable skin. Only Dr. Blake knows the secret formula for the android's impenetrable plastic tissue. Imagine the amazing applications of Blake's invention. For instance, an army of ultra-intelligent androids who can survive any military attack, even nuclear bombs. Such soldiers would be invincible. Suddenly, wait! Oh, okay, so the android's talking. Wait! Zaxton's hand must have slipped and twisted all the dials at once. My entire mechanism is being short-circuited. What? Don't worry, Thor. If the android blows up, it will only be internally. His indestructible skin will contain the explosion. You're wrong, Zaxton. Dr. Blake constructed my anatomy out of the same plastic substance. When I explode, my skin will disintegrate like shrapnel. For Pete's sake, Thor, do something! There's only one thing to do. Get rid of this super grenade. I'll strap him to my hammer with these two metal sections from the demolished vault door. Hurry, Thor. The molecular change is almost completed inside me. I'm ready to explode. Moments after. If that had happened here, we'd all have been goners. I didn't know as much about Blake's invention as I thought. Obviously not. I guess this ends the demonstration. Later that day, as Thor streaks unobserved to Dr. Blake's office and switches to his human identity, that bungler Zaxton. I should have never entrusted the demonstration to him. His simultaneous twisting of dials seemed almost deliberate. Jane isn't here. Maybe she went out for coffee or something. Although it isn't like her to take off without leaving a note. Looking for your nurse, Jane Foster, Doctor? Zaxton! What are you doing here? Did you see Jane? Forget Miss Foster. We have something more important to discuss. My new invention. Thor told me how you botched my android experiment. How could you make so stupid a mistake? We'll get to that presently. This, my dear doctor, is a duplicating machine. It duplicates anything it is aimed at. Take that easy chair. I press the duplicating button, and presto, you've got a carbon copy of it. Speaking of carbon copies, if I keep pressing the button, I can create 12 typewriters within seconds. Fantastic. And yet, Blake, I need your help to perfect the ray. Click, 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 click. My help? You're crazy, Zaxton. Your machine works perfectly. Besides, I'm not your equal in the physical sciences. I specialize in the human body. Nonsense. Your android was a mechanical miracle. Whether you like it or not, you're going to help me to advance to phase 2 of my invention. You're going to help me duplicate human beings. But you can't do that. You can't tamper with human life. I thought you were an honorable man, Zaxton. But now I see there's an evil strain in you. I refuse to help in your mad schemes. Not so fast, Blake. Miss Foster is my prisoner. You'll never see her alive again unless you help me complete my machine so it can duplicate human life. I'm a desperate man, Blake. I'll do anything to get my way. Take your android. I was jealous of your invention, so I deliberately made it blow up, not realizing the explosion might have destroyed me too. Luckily, Thor was there. Thor is also here. I could switch to Thor and force this madman to reveal where he hid Jane, but it's against my code to harm human beings, except in self-defense. So I'll cooperate with Zaxton. Then after Jane is safe, I'll seize his diabolical invention, before I can do any damage. All right, Zaxton, you win. Good. We'll go to work immediately. And so, through the long, long night in Dr. Blake's lab, one last adjustment and we are through, Zaxton. No, Blake. We're not finished till I make sure the machine works. Only then will I tell you where Jane Foster is imprisoned. At daybreak, as Zaxton tests the modified invention, it works! I've duplicated that live alley cat! Now tell me, where's Jane? Locked in the cellar of my house. It's astounding! I can produce duplicates with machine gun rapidity! While Zaxton is admiring his invention, I'll slip inside and change to Thor and rescue Jane. But seconds later, as Don Blake stamps his cane, Great Scott! I'm seeing things! You, Blake, have transformed yourself into Thor! I didn't expect Zaxton to walk in on me. Now he's the first and only human to know my dual identity. But before Thor can act, wait! Too late, Thor. You've been duplicated. And what a duplication. You see, I purposely didn't mention one thing about my invention. Click. While it duplicates an object's exact physical structure, it creates the opposite of the original's personality, and brains under my telepathic control. You madman! I'll smash your machine to bits! Ooh! Ha! See the fix you're in, Thor? Your duplicate protects me. Indeed, you're equally matched in all powers except one. I will aid the duplicate Thor, for example, by giving him an extra magic hammer. Now you're overmatched, Thor, because 2 magic hammers possess twice the strength of one, and I'll help my evil champion in countless ways as he goes about destroying you. Why are you doing this, Zaxton? What are you after? Total absolute power, but I never dreamt I could achieve it so soon. Who'd think that the lame Dr. Blake was really mighty Thor? And how lucky that you played into my hands the way you did. But once you're eliminated, the combination of my machine and this duplicate Thor will make me ruler of the world, and even you cannot stop me, for your duplicate will destroy you. Don't bet on it, Zaxton. You'll have to catch me first. I'll see to it that Thor does not elude his pursuer. I'll create a duplicate of that office building. Click. Next second, oh! The impact floored me, and here comes my duplicate. Mustn't let him strike me with those 2 mighty hammers. If I stamp my hammer 4 times, it will shoot forth lightning bolts. Thump, 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 thump. Yo! The magic hammers are made out of the mineral uru, an excellent conductor of electricity. The shock would have killed 10 ordinary men, but it's weakened my stunned twin enough to render him vulnerable to my hammer. My duplicate's at Thor's mercy. I must save him. By Odin, Zaxton's created yet another Thor to receive my hammer blow. The figure vaporized, leaving my original target untouched. I foiled Thor. By the time the hammer returns to him, his evil duplicate will regain his 2 hammers. Then, as the life and death chase resumes, since both Thors have identical rates of speed, my duplicate will never overtake Thor without assistance. Click, 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 click. For the love of Asgard, Zaxton is duplicating dozens of airliners. They're blocking my path. If I sustain my speed, I'll collide with them. But if I slow up, as I'm doing, I'm cornered. Zaxton's demon duplicate will have me at his mercy. Ha! I knew that tender-hearted character wouldn't smash through an airliner to save his own life. My duplicate has him trapped. No way out. In a split second, both hammers will strike me, overpowering me by the double blow. But amazingly, as the duplicate's hammers strike Thor, it's uncanny. I felt nothing. Nothing whatever. I wonder what's causing my enemy's hammers to lose their impact. Thud, thud. Suddenly, Thor notices something. That inscription on the hammer. Whoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor. That's the answer. If he be worthy. That's why my duplicate, even if he held 100 hammers, wouldn't be able to defeat me with them. He is an evil copy of me, therefore unworthy to possess my hammer's power. So ironically from the start, I had nothing to fear from Zaxton's duplicate. And now, as my own enchanted mallet strikes him, he's fading away, into the nothingness whence he came. Now to get Zaxton. Click. For some reason my duplicate couldn't harm Thor. I must make a duplicate of myself, so Thor won't know which the real Professor Zaxton to punish. Oh no! In my nervousness, the machine slipped out of my hands. I must grab it before it falls over the parapet. I can't reach it! Down below, Zaxton is tripping over the parapet. I must try to save him. Yeah! Too late. I can't reach him in time. He's done for, and the secret of his sinister invention is gone with him. But by a twist of fate, another Professor Zaxton lives on, a duplicate of the original one, but with an opposite personality, without his streak of villainy. It's for the best. The world has rid itself of a cruel menace, and in his place stands a scientific genius, who shall do good where the original did bad. After Thor disposes of the dead man and frees Jane Foster, "Thank goodness you found me. Professor Zaxton must have gone mad." "I know, Jane, but now he's snapped out of it, and he's sorry for what he's done. I won't ruin the new professor's reputation. In his new mental state, he can become a boon to humanity." Days later in Asgard, Good. You've ended the rainfall. For a while I thought you'd forgotten us, Thor." "Forget Asgard? Never, my father. For no matter what adventures may summon me to the world below, this is the land my heart calls home." Thump, 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 thump. And the end. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.